Hey everyone, welcome back to Gastromania. Today I'll be demonstrating one of my favorite dishes, cereal chicken. Essentially, it's diced chicken, stir fry in buttery and savoury goodness, which is guaranteed to get you coming back for more. Without further ado, let's get right in. Let's start with the ingredients. I'm using about 600 grams of chicken breast. Dice up the meat into around 3 cm bite-sized cubes. Season the meat with about 15 grams of soy sauce, 10 grams of oyster sauce, a dash of ground white pepper, one egg white. Save the egg yolk for your egg dishes. To separate the egg yolk, lightly crack the egg on the sharp edge. Slowly separate the eggshells into halves and catch the egg yolk in the other side without the yolk. Repeatedly drop the egg yolk between the two halves and let the whites fall out. Next, you also need about 2 tablespoons of corn flour. The corn flour is there to soften and improve the texture of the meat. You will also need around 180 grams of sweet potato flour for frying the meat. Mix the meat well and keep it in the refrigerator for around 30 minutes. Other than the meat, you will need around 50 grams of butter, 3 small chillies that are thinly sliced, 10 grams of salt to be mixed in with the cereal, 3 sprigs of curry leaf. Remove the leaves from the stalk before frying. And of course, the co-star of the show, cereal. That's all for the ingredients. It's really that simple. Now, let's heat the stoves. Take the chicken cubes out and coat evenly with sweet potato flour. It's advisable you use your hands to press firmly on the chicken so that the flour sticks really nicely on the meat and it doesn't fall off during the frying process. The reason why I'm using sweet potato flour is because of its starch content. Higher starch content will make this chicken more crispy, which is what we want to achieve. In fact, you should always use sweet potato flour or tapioca flour when doing deep frying. For example, in my sweet and sour pork video, I also use sweet potato flour to coat the surface of my pork in order to achieve higher crispiness that will actually be maintained even after adding the sweet and sour sauce. Now let's heat up some vegetable oil. Make sure you have enough oil to cover the chicken. At high heat, add the chicken when the temperature is sufficiently hot. You can test the temperature of the oil by throwing one piece of batter into the oil. The oil temperature here is definitely too low, as you can see the batter sinks to the bottom of the pan and takes some time to rise up with very little bubbles. If it floats back to the surface within 3 seconds with a lot of bubbles, it is definitely hot enough. Add the chicken cubes into the oil. For 600 grams of chicken, you will likely need to split the frying into 2 batches. If you add all the chicken at once, there will not be enough space and the oil temperature would decrease too much, which messes up your frying timing. Generally, each piece of chicken takes around 2.5 to 3 minutes to fry. Remove the chicken and take care not to take up the oil together. Dry the oil by spreading the chicken on paper towels. Fry the second batch of chicken, repeating the above steps. Even on its own, the fried chicken is already really tasty. Let me know in the comments on how your chicken tastes. Take note of the pieces of chicken that is already frying while adding the new ones. Remember to flip them and take out the smaller ones that are cooked much faster. We will not be double frying as I'm using chicken breast, and if I go beyond this amount of frying, the meat will definitely get overly tough. After frying the chicken, let's move on to the sauce. First, melt the butter in the pan at low to medium heat. When working with butter, you want to keep it at low to medium heat as it gets burnt really easily. Be patient, good things come to people who can wait. After the butter has melted, add in the curry leaves. Stir fry the leaves until they are fragrant. You definitely will not miss this as the fragrance of the curry leaves is very strong. Add the cut chillis and stir fry until fragrant. Mix up the salt with the cereal in a bowl. If you prefer sweeter tasting cereal, you may add in a small amount of white sugar to make it sweeter. Add in the cereal to the mixture and lightly toast it. Stir the cereal occasionally until the cereal is heated and crispy. Add in the fried chicken into the cereal and mix it well. It will help if you're using a frying pan and you can toss the mixture for more even mixing. The trick behind the tossing of the frying pan is to imagine that you're pushing something forward and pulling the frying pan back right before the ingredients can reach the boundary of the frying pan. Give it a try. Push it forward, then pull it back. The most important thing here is to have confidence. If you suddenly lose confidence in the middle of the action, your food will most likely be all over the stove. Something just like life. Fry the mixture for around 1 minute, mixing it frequently. And the cereal chicken is done! This is a really simple dish and it can be mastered by everyone. It is actually pretty well liked by children and elderly. You must take note that, however, this dish is rather dry, so it will be advisable if you are serving it with rice when you have soup around. If you do not have soup, probably drinks would be a good idea when you are having this dish. Check out our YouTube channel for more delicious recipes. If you liked our video so far, be sure to subscribe. I publish 2 recipes a week, so be sure to turn on notifications and stay tuned to my 2 weekly uploads. And with that, I'll see you in the next video.